So welcome to this introduction to AFT. AFT stands for Aroma Freedom Technique. This is where we use essential oils to transform our emotions and realize our heart's desire. So who am I? I'm Angie Taylor. I'm a wife and mother, doctor of natural health, authentic midwife, a holistic alternative psychology master that helps with the emotional healing. So let's talk about who is your biggest saboteur. Your parents. Sometimes we feel like our parents are keeping us from, even as adults, from doing the things that we really want to do. We can still hear mom and dad's voice in our heads. Maybe we feel like our sweetheart is sabotaging us. Teachers, past and present. Our children, co-workers, boss. Well, if you think that it's any of those, you're wrong. Your biggest saboteur is you. So why do you stop you from realizing your dreams? Well, it's very simple. It's because you're holding on to limiting beliefs, unresolved emotions, and restrictive identities. And when you choose to move in a new direction, you will feel a variety of negative emotions. Now, this happens because you're running up against the inner barriers to change that you have created over your lifetime. And if you persevere, change will happen. It will just take a while. Aroma Freedom Technique accelerates this process. And this is because AFT helps to clear out limiting beliefs, feelings, and memories that are keeping you from achieving your goals. The amazing power of scent. The sense of smell is regarded as our most primitive sense. It is thought to have evolved earliest in evolutionary development. As organisms evolved, this simple sense of good for me, bad for me became more sophisticated and turned into what we now regard as the sense of smell. It is used by higher creatures to identify food, avoid predators, attract mates, and navigate social hierarchies. For humans, vision has taken over as the primary way we assess threat and identify desired goals, but we have retained in our sense of smell an immediate and profound responsiveness, especially in emotionally charged situations. As a matter of fact, at the level of the brain, the olfactory nerve evolved into what we now call the limbic system of the brain, or the seat of emotions. Smell is able to trigger memory. We have all had the experience of smelling something that brought us back to memories from childhood. If these were happy memories, we became filled with pleasant feelings. We've also experienced smelling something that reminded us of a particular person, such as their cologne, perfume, or a cigar smell. When we smell this, we have no choice but to remember. It is instant and automatic. It is this feature of instant and irresistible triggering of memories and their associated feelings that makes the AFT process so effective. Now, essential oils, we all know, are natural extracts that are distilled from various parts of plants. They occur naturally in plants and function mostly as signaling molecules. Plants may use essential oils to deter predators, signal insects, initiate growth or reproductive functions, or for other reasons that we don't yet fully understand. People have valued essential oils for thousands of years, and there are hundreds of references to them in the Bible, as well as other ancient texts. In antiquity, essential oils were used for physical healing, emotional balancing, and spiritual communion. The chemical constituents of essential oils are very complex. They are tiny hydrocarbon molecules. According to Dr. David Stewart, a single drop of essential oil may contain up to 40 million trillion molecules. By comparison, the human body has roughly 100 trillion cells. So this means that a single drop of oil applied to the body, if it were absorbed completely, could potentially put 40,000 molecules of oil into each and every cell in the body. This is why very little essential oil is needed to affect a change in the body or mind. The use of essential oils for emotional conditions goes back thousands of years and has been the realm of priests, shamans, medicine men and women, and folk healers throughout history. Emotional balancing with essential oils in the modern era is usually practiced by trained aromatherapists, although we are seeing more and more people are using essential oils in their homes to maintain emotional wellness. Your emotions are merely a reflection of what is happening in your life at the present moment. Emotions tell us to solve the problem, right the wrong, grieve the loss, make the correction. When your emotions are overwhelming or when they are out of proportion to what is currently happening in your life, that is likely a sign that something from the past is being triggered. AFT is for people who want to be free. In the most basic sense, the purpose of emotions is to express our state of being so that we can get our needs met. Negative emotions should be seen as a way to communicate something that needs attention. Feelings such as anger, fear, resentment, sadness, or hopefulness all say something about how our life is going, whether well or poorly, and what we need. Emotions ideally can be expressed fully and help us reach a resolution of a painful situation. Having feelings, even pleasant ones or unpleasant ones, such as anger or sadness, is not what causes emotional imbalance. We become imbalanced when the feelings stay with us after the event has passed, and we are still holding on to what has happened. And I refer to this emotional imbalance as emotional garbage. So we all have emotional events from our lifetime. Some are positive and beneficial, others are negative and harmful. So do you ever dig through the garbage can in your kitchen and continually pull things out to look at them and make sure that that you haven't forgotten anything? Perhaps on occasion, sometimes there's a box and we're missing something, so we go and we pull it out of the trash and check to see if what we're missing is there. But usually, once we deem it garbage, we put it in the garbage can and we leave it there. When the can is full, we pull the liner out, we put a new liner in, and we take that bag of trash to the dumpster, and it then ends up at the dump. Sadly, this is not what we do with our emotional garbage. That emotional garbage seems to climb out of the garbage can all on its own when we least expect it. You find yourself thinking about that moment when someone said something cruel to you, or when a parent labels you as fat, lazy, or headstrong. You spend hours trying to forget about the entire situation so you can move forward. But this emotional garbage just won't stay in that garbage can long enough to go to the dump. AFT helps you take out the emotional garbage. In that moment, when that memory won't go away, or after a hateful altercation when you can't stop thinking about it, you can put 1 drop each of Stress Away, frankincense, and lavender into the palm of your hand and inhale the glorious aroma. You will notice the memory and feeling fade away into thin air. Using these 3 essential oils together is what we in AFT call the memory releasing mixture. It's incredibly useful, and everyone should carry it with them in a small vial. Okay? I keep one with me all the time. Think about it. When you get cut off on the highway, you just pull out the bottle, and instead of spending your afternoon, continuing to talk to the person who cut you off, you can just take care of it in that moment. How about for kids who are being bullied? For pregnant women who haven't found peace with a previous birth experience? For creating unity at home, etc., etc., etc. The list is limitless. I spoke with a friend today who helps people declutter their homes, and I shared with her this technique and how it could be so beneficial to what she does. I told her, I said, you could refer to it as something as simple as shift before you sift. So shift yourself emotionally, get yourself in a state of letting go of things, and then sift through all your stuff. She loved the idea. She's going to be writing a newsletter post about it and having people come to me to do that before she gets to their home to actually go through the physical work. Okay, so let's go over the AFT process. It's a 12-step process. First, it's important for you to know that you must feel safe. So if you're doing this by yourself, be someplace where you're undistracted. If you're working with a practitioner, make sure it's someone that you feel comfortable with. It's very important. As I said earlier, there are 12 steps to AFT. You first set an intention and rate it from 0 to 10. You say your intention out loud, and you notice, what does the negative voice say? We all have a negative voice that will tell us why we cannot achieve what it is that we want to achieve. Then you notice how you feel about what the negative voice has said. Then you take note about where you feel it in your body. Some people will feel like their throat is constricted, or they'll feel some tenderness in their heart. They'll notice that they're shrugging their shoulders, or their shoulders have become very tense, or that they've got their hands in a fist, and a whole host of other things. Then you drift to an earlier time. This could be recent or long ago, when you felt the same emotion, negative voice, and feeling in your body. We call that finding a snapshot of that time. Then you close your eyes, focus on that snapshot, the feeling, the negative thought, and the bodily sensation while smelling the memory release mixture. Again, that's frankincense, lavender, and stress away. And you allow whatever feeling to surface, to just flow through you as you smell the oil. Don't fight the emotion. What happens to the image and how you feel in your body? So the things you want to notice. Notice if there are any new beliefs starting to emerge as you find the light breaking through the memory. Do you get any new creative ideas? This is sometimes, for some people, this is where their intention shifts to something that feels more right, more accurate for them. Then you read your original intention and rate it again from 0 to 10. If the number is less than 7 or 8, you return to step 2 and you identify the additional negative thoughts, feelings, or how it feels in the body. And we keep going through this process until we can say that from a 0 to 10, our intention feels like it's an 8, 9, 10 possibility. Then we create an affirmation that expresses the new positive belief that you wish to instill. Then we smell, believe, or transformation, or another transforming oil. And we repeat our affirmation for 2 minutes with confidence, twice daily, while standing in a power posture. And you do this for at least 3 consecutive days. Then you reevaluate and you decide, do I need to keep doing this affirmation, or is it time for me to work on another goal? Your final step is to make a plan and take action daily. When you have reached your goal, you set another. Find what is in your heart and pursue it. How would things change for you to have a realm of freedom technique in your life? What would happen to your family if your home was a place of calm and relaxation? I was talking with a mom yesterday about how AFT has impacted my home with my children. I now have a tool that I can use with all of them that I can teach them and they can use for themselves. It's absolutely incredible gift to give my children. Becoming happier yourself will positively impact your family. Are you starting to see the possibilities for your life?